Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Narcosis. I'm Kamchak Fisco, and come join me for an underwater, abandoned horror. Well, that would suck. I mean, what else do you want to say, pal? If this is all a delusion in his final moments, there's nothing I can do about it. You son of a bitch! Popping up out of nowhere trying to freeze me to... Motherfucker! You guys suck! Yeah, I think it'd be worse to find out you'd actually caused... Well, he couldn't have caused this, Kami. It was an 8 on the Richter scale earthquake. I'm dead. Fuck that up. It was an 8 on the Richter scale, which is on par with the amount of devastation and concussive force that has, is on par with the most powerful tested nuclear device by Russia. The most powerful in the world. That's how much damage an 8.0 on a Richter scale would do. And that's what supposedly hit here. So there's no way he could have caused it. I'm already starting to freeze with him on the other side. Freaky. Alright, so I immediately need to go right. Well, you know, I'm sure we have more powerful ones that we've never actually tested. We finally reached a point where we stopped testing them because the amount of devastation they were doing and the long-term damage to the planet was just like, yeah, we can't keep doing this. Then France felt the need to test their nuclear warhead. What now? Well, I'll just sit here and get fucked.
This entire experience is defined by the fact that you came back alone. Your story started with 20 people, but ends with 1.
Yeah.
So when it comes to telling those stories, you're the only one who can.
Yeah. There's a responsibility to get things right, for the record.
Come on, open the door. Door didn't stay open long. They're capable of feeling emotion. It's not like that's... Well, I mean, it depends on the degree of the type of sociopath, because there are multiple types. But basically it comes down to the biggest thing they lack is empathy for others. The ability to understand what somebody else is feeling. And you can learn to mimic that. You don't, you know, it's a trait they can show without necessarily feeling. They still feel things themselves, most of them. The less severe cases. So it's not like there's some detached robot, they just have a hard time with empathy. Because it's a concept they have to intellectualize because they can't feel. Hey, Stumpy. Why are there flowers by this button? It might have been that you had a learning curve when it came to empathy when you were younger, and you figured out how to adapt. That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it depends on what your circumstances were growing up, the types of emotions you were exposed to, the ability to be taught to understand said emotions. There's a lot of factors. I mean, I used to joke with my friend Stumpy that he was a sociopath. He's not. He just doesn't show his emotions. But I used to tease him about it. Well, hi, gang. We posing for photos here? Away, foul beasties! More of the running joke now that he's just a Vulcan. Yeah. What is that called? It's not... Ah, shit, what are they called? It's called something... It used to be called split personality, but it's actually dissociative disorder. That's what it is. Unlimited thrust enabled. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I'm guessing we're avoiding the light. Oh, don't touch the ice. Now I see why we have unlimited. Stay out of the light, don't touch the ice. Was definitely not dissociative? Okay. Yeah, but on the same token, if he wants you to have a certain understanding or relevancy of something and showing you that, that doesn't make him lying about it, because he's trying to help you have an experience that you would not have otherwise had. So it's a very tricky thing. No, I honestly have not had time. Today's the first day I've even been fully functional with my neck being as fucked up as it is. It's finally okay. Unlimited thrust is over. Okay, what the fuck is going on?
All good. Let's try and reverse.
Morality, okay. Well, there's a hell of a lot more to a lot of that element than we ever really knew, because with psychology, with it being the science that it is, it's literally about figuring a lot of this shit out. Okay, where am I going? I can't fucking see! Am I just turning around? What? I can't see to know what I'm doing. Come on. Rest in peace, Russ.
Hey,
Are we Russ?
you alright? Come on, let's get back to the head.
Fuck. Of course. It's really getting hard to even know what's
Welcome back to
real.
Open Air. I'm Emily Kaler. If you're just joining us, my guest is Kip Mattis, sole survivor of the Oceanova disaster. His first book, Hell or High Water, is a harrowing account of his ordeal. Earlier, we talked about the life aquatic, escaping the flooded habitat, and being lost on the seafloor inside a half-ton titanium diving suit.
Yeah, this door's finally open.
Kip, I know this might not be easy, but I'd like to talk about the end. Can you read that for us?
Yeah. The list is getting shorter. The hatch opens with its usual reluctance, flooding the room with light. The pod is there. I'm going home. Tomorrow I'll be the sole survivor. But for now, I'm not alone.
What do you mean you're not alone? 76%. Preparation in progress.
How did you feel when you figured it out?
At that point, and that close, I was running on fear. So when I saw another suit in the room, it's almost too much to process. I couldn't believe that it was...
The guy talking was never us, it was him.
Virgil made it. just like me.
How did you get? I thought everyone was...
Only I'm locked inside the pod and he's locked out.
That was
Can
never
you hear
us.
me? I can't stop the launch.
Oh my
There's
God.
no override.
He's not coming back,
Oh God, I'm sorry.
and that's on me.
30 seconds.
First time he sounded emotion in his voice.
So are you saying that if you did something differently, that Virgil would have lived?
That's right. Until I saw it. Fear in his eyes. I thought I was the only one. It was a bad call.
Evacuation. 5,
This can't be happening.
3, 2, 1.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Evacuation commencing.
That's the guilt he was talking about in the beginning that he didn't express until now. In his mind, if he'd waited just a minute longer, and he left his friend Virgil at the bottom of the ocean.
You didn't kill him.
Really? Who did? Bad luck? I'm responsible.
I can see why he feels that way.
Look, I'm up here talking with you, and he's still out there.
Yeah, that I was not expecting us to not be the survivor. That is a turn I didn't see coming. That was really good. That's not a twist you see often. I honestly, I'm sure it's happened before in stories, but I don't recall where you don't play the survivor. You play someone who almost made it. And he's just stuck at the bottom of the ocean until he runs out of oxygen. When he had actually made it through all of that. So when he was talking about the sub, he was on the other one that we crashed into. That was him and her coming to save Virgil. Oh, that is a fucking twist. That was really good. I see why this got such great reviews. I mean, there's not a whole lot of jank to it. And mostly it's just, hang up on the terrain, which happens with certain engines. But yeah, that was a great story. It was very well done. Great psychological one. Because, it's fucking with your head because your guy's under ridiculous amounts of pressure, so he's going crazy and trying to keep it together. And the reason why we were going so insane is because we weren't the guy talking. He was probably calm and detached the way he is. Our character was seeing all these hallucinations, and we're sitting there going, he's saying, no, I never lost my mind. Well, we did, but we weren't him. So that makes a lot more sense. Wow, that was really good. I'm glad I played this. I had this one on the roster for a while because I knew it would be a good one, and damn, it lived up to it. It was really good. I love psychological horror, and this one, it being at the bottom of the ocean, which is, I don't want to say it's a phobia, but it's certainly a fear I have. Because it's the concept of being trapped down there, or trapped in space, trapped in an environment that is literally designed to kill you, is a horrifying idea. That was really good. Yeah, just imagine the concept if you made it through all of this nightmare, only to not escape by 1 minute. By 1 minute. Imagine being the guy that lived, knowing that
Kip,
if you
it's
just
been more than a year
been delayed.
since all this happened. You wrote a book and told your story. Are you ready to be done?
Yeah. It's time to move on. Get myself working again.
Kip Mattis, thank you so much for spending time with me today.
Thanks for having me, Emily.
And as much as that guy did seem like a sociopath, the magnitude of what he did hit him, and it did crush him. You could hear the emotion in his voice. It was more than that. If he hadn't been a sociopath, he probably wouldn't have survived that. Because, I mean, we saw what happened to our guy, Virgil. He, like, lost it. He was tripping out the whole time. So this is who we were. Virgil failed, senior diver of France, left for dead. Oh. Grandfather's diving career ended before I was born, but even though I knew those stories by heart, before learning to read or write, I have just two memories of him in the water. The first, I'm old enough to walk, but learning to ride. We stopped the picnic in a scarlet field, almost said fever. A small pond catches my eye and then I'm falling. I'm going to drown, I'm sure of it. 2 seconds later, his hands on mine, pulling me up. The next day, I start learning to swim. It's interesting that that's similar to what the guy's, what was it, his mother did to him, or his sister or whatever, helping him learn to swim? Diver's knife. I'm 11 again in my dreams. Grandfather shakes me from my sleep. Silently, I help him don the tools of the trade. So frail, a husk. A copper helmet alone should be too heavy to bear, but somehow between my bedrooms and the beach, the ragged suit restores the ragged man. At the water's edge, he puts a finger to his lips, then points at the knife at his waist. An antique. It's lost its luster, its edge. With a strength and purpose I've never seen but have always known, he cuts the ties that bind us and then strides into the sea. Was that like him walking into the ocean to die, or was that just an excursion? Yeah, and until the very, very end where he's just like, I wasn't alone. There was no indication that twist was coming. That was so well done. Holy shit. And Kipling Mattis, this is supposed to be the guy that survived. He graduated from California Polytechnic State University in 2002 with a Bachelor's of Applied Science degrees in Computer and Mechanical Engineering before joining the Ocean Nova Initiative. He worked on numerous energy research and engineering projects. Mr. Mattis currently lives in Berck-sur-Mer on the coast of France. Hell or High Water, Surviving Ocean Nova is his first book. And it was his wristwatch. For him, it's just... Right, because they describe this guy as he's like a machine. He's got a sociopath. He's detached. That's why he survived. So we actually found everybody except this guy. And we kept seeing him as the mask, or underneath all the masks. That was actually really, really weird. I wonder how much more there was to have seen.
So as you said, after the earthquake, welcome.
Oh, you can
from
go back and
KQDB
put. That's cool.
From KQD.
So you can go through and listen to all of them. That's actually really, really cool. Were there more objects that I missed? I wonder. That was really cool.
My personal thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in. You all are awesome viewers. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot to me, and I do hope you enjoy it. You all take care of yourselves. If you want to see more of me, come to the video on the list, or stay tuned for more. Feel free to leave a comment below. Please remember to click that like button if you enjoyed the video. In the meantime, fare thee well, everyone.